the rain practice. Finding your comfortable position. Remembering to start every practice with kindness to self. Maybe just for a moment before leading into your rain practice. With compassion to self, you'll just take your touchstone in your hand and focus on the feeling of connecting with it. This is a comfort to you. Or maybe you'll put your hand to your heart or hand in hand on your lap and choose to just reassure yourself, this practice, this is a kindness to me practice. So setting our intention. Our intention is if whatever arises needs a little bit of investigation. With compassion to myself, my intention is to allow whatever distraction and experience to pass through like a guest coming into my guest house. And in this safe, resting space of meditation, to just take a look. So, dropping our awareness onto our breathing first, to begin to settle the mind. Becoming a little bit familiar with this practice now, noticing those sensations of breathing, becoming aware of how shallow or how deep my breath is, and then using the counting of 3 to 4 on each breath, or maybe the phrases, or the visualization technique of imagining something that flows in time with my breath. Whichever technique helps me follow my breath and settle my mind. Knowing that by doing this, we're stimulating that parasympathetic nervous system that helps us feel safe and rested. Our beautiful breath that literally settles us. Becoming aware of the tiny sensation of air passing in through our nostrils or past our lips of our mouth. The rise and fall of our chest. The inhale and the release. Already making that natural shift from the focus of following the breath to the physical sensation of breathing. Maybe noticing that circular breath, allowing the in-breath to smoothly join to the out-breath in a complete circle of in and out. As we merge into the settling phase, from the settling phase to the grounding phase, and the body scan, let's gradually scan from our feet, that point of connection and anchoring, anchor into the ground, into this moment, placing our awareness on our feet. And we're going to scan gradually up our body from our feet all the way up to the tops of our heads. Checking in with the body that's always in the present moment, that supports our minds. Shifting our focus from our whirling thoughts and distractions to experiencing our flow of experience from within our bodies. Any sensations in our feet, maybe temperature changes, maybe the sensation of the contact with the floor, or our shoes or socks, And then sliding our awareness up past our ankle joints and gradually up our lower legs. Maybe we notice comfort or discomfort, or areas of blankness and nothing much at all. And maybe we're already noticing our wandering minds. That's what they do. So with kindness, we just notice and bring it back. No need to watch our distraction right now. Simply settling that mind and settling into this practice with our body scan first. Checking in all the way up past our knees, our thighs, to the point of contact with the seat beneath us. And maybe just rest here for a minute with a sigh and allow your weight to slightly drop into the chair beneath you. Check in with your posture for comfort and imagine dropping anchor right here or planting roots right here in this moment, whichever image suits you best. Before continuing your body scan up into your lower torso, our tummy area, and even our lower back, areas we hold so much tension. And when our mind wanders with what we notice, that's okay. We bring it back. Bring it back with kindness and continue scanning up your spine to the upper part of our torso, the back of our rib cage, our heart center around our chest area. Taking in our whole arms right down to our hands, from the tip of our shoulders. Noticing the strong sensations in the palms of our hands, or maybe noticing no sensation in the palms. Whatever we notice is okay. There's no right or wrong to this practice. Scanning back up to the top of our spine, the point where it goes into the base of our skull. And scanning right over our heads, around our facial features, our eyes, our whole head experience. And now broadening out, widening out your focus to your whole body again, taking in this expansive whole body awareness. How do I feel right now in this present moment? The body that supports the mind. The earth that supports my body. Resting here in this space of meditation with a light focus on our breath and with a light touch, a gentleness and maybe even a playfulness. Resting here and allowing our thoughts to flow. Because we're resting here in this space of meditation where we watch our thoughts from our body experience, becoming gradually aware of sensations, physical sensations, emotions arising, and thoughts that begin to spiral as the flow of our experience passes through us. Nowhere else to be, nothing else to do in this moment, but rest here in this flow of experience, knowing that at any time that our emotion feels more heightened and less comfortable, or we feel more fidgety, or a bit edgy, that's okay, because we can choose to simply turn back and place more awareness on the breath that settles us. And only when we feel ready do we begin to follow the flow again. simply resting here in this space. And as we begin to notice the thoughts arising, emotions swirling, physical sensations calling our attention, becoming aware which we notice first. And we're going to simply use the rain practice. Whatever we notice is simply a guest wandering up our garden path to our door. In fact, with the rain practice, we're simply going to open the door, step back a little bit and allow space, and recognise whatever's happening. Noticing the guest as he arrives and allowing them in. Come on in. In fact, come on in and have a cup of tea. Just recognising the guest is already here. These feelings, these emotions, these sensations, they're a part of our makeup of our life. They're the flow of our experience. And when we meet them in this rested space, become aware from the inside out, we have the power and the choice to use our breath to settle our mind. Just notice what's there. And we allow the experience to be there just as it is. Maybe you can acknowledge your attitude in this moment. What's my attitude to this guest? How does it physically feel? My attitude today is, well, you're already here, so welcome. Have a cup of tea. Resting here with a gentle, light touch of awareness on your breath in this space of meditation. Allowing your guest just to pass. And some of our thoughts, some of our guests, some of our distractions are lingering. We can acknowledge stronger physical sensations, more powerful emotions and distractions. And we can choose to investigate. We can choose to say, okay, not passing after a cup of tea, so do you know what? Have a piece of cake. Let's just sit together a little longer and let me investigate with interest and with care, with kindness to me. In fact, have a piece of my Battenberg cake, my favourite. And let's sit together in this resting space, just allowing ourselves to notice the physical sensation, the emotion, and noticing when it starts to grow and feel like a distraction and lift us up out of our meditation space. Notice when the light touch, finger on hand, starts to feel a bit of a pressure with this emotion or this distraction. So shift your awareness gently over just to your breath. The cake will be there in a moment. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, come back to sharing your cake with your guest. We're holding our safe space of meditation using our breath technique as we investigate a little further as to just what these sensations are. How do they feel? And then we're going to use nurture. The N is for nurture, with self-compassion, with a felt sense of kindness. We allow this discomfort to simply be without engaging too deeply or identifying too closely. The guest is simply here and we're simply allowing it. The guest is a part of my flow of experience and is simply passing through. It's not who I am and it's not fixed. There's a constant flow to my experience. And after the rain, we notice that we release the guest with freedom. And it's passed on, passed through our guest house. It's self-liberating, freeing. So resting here in your own space of meditation for a few minutes more, knowing it's your choice to use your breath as your support whenever you need to, and just simply allow what we allow. We notice when it becomes uncomfortable, and that's okay. It is what it is. We don't need to slam the door on this guest or run out the back door as it arrives. Allowing it and noticing the discomfort is as much as we need to do. The seeing is the doing. And our guest will feel seen, will enjoy the cake, and will move onwards as your flow of experience. Resting with a light touch of awareness just on your breath to hold you safe. Or the sensation of your touchstone in your palm of your hand, reminding you to be kind to yourself. And when we notice discomfort, simply allowing it to be just as it is. This is our human nature, our flow of our experience. And the guest that we've named discomfort will simply pass through. And now easing our way towards the end of the practice. We begin to slide our awareness just onto our breath, and maybe we'll place the counting in the breath or the phrases to help really settle us one more time. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And on your next few out-breaths, it might help you to allow an exhale, even an audible sigh, and to see how your shoulders drop and your body responds and relaxes to the out-breath and the And then we're going to just check very simply back in with our whole body experience again. In your own way, just for a moment, scanning all around your body and seeing where your attention lands. What's my body telling me now in this moment? My body that settles this mind of mine, that supports it, holds it safe. My body that's always in the present moment. Expanding out now a little bit. Taking in sensations around my body. Maybe the air flowing, coolness, warmness. Maybe light flickering on the back of my eyelids. Or sound, the vibration of some sense of sound around me. Widening my awareness out again as I move a little and stretch my limbs to come to the end of the practice and begin to imagine this feeling of settledness, restedness, rippling out into the rest of my day, to the rest of my world. And when I'm ready, stretching my body, finding a comfortable position and coming to the end of my practice.